Welcome, your reach review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Meg 2, The Trench. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get into it. Oh, this is a disappointment. If any of you are a fan of Meg 1, it was a decent. Of course, Jaws Part 1 is an all-time classic. 2 was okay. 3 went left. 4 brought it back to okay. Part 1 is an all-time classic. I just recently watched that a couple weeks ago. But here we go. Meg 1 came out. I thought it was decent. It was a worldwide hit. It grossed that was in 2018. It grossed about 530 million, somewhere about that. So, fast forward, they have 5 years, or let's just say they shot this movie in 2022, and maybe 3 years to get a good storyline, and they fumbled the ball. And I know the budget had to be huge for this movie because the first one was a success. It's just like, all right, well, we just gonna put this out here, summertime, throw it out. Oh well. If the first movie wasn't so big, they could have put this on a streaming platform and it would have been cool. But for this to go in the theaters, it's like a money grab because they fumbled the ball on the storyline. So let's just get into it. So of course, let's get into the cast. Let me just go over the cast, man. I was disappointed in this the movie. So of course, star Jason Statham plays as Jonas Taylor. Jing Woo plays as Ju Ming. Cliff Curtis plays as James, aka Matt. Paige Kennedy plays DJ. So they was from Part 1. And you have Shuya Sophia Cao plays as Ming Ying. You remember her? She was the little girl from Part 1. And who else do we want to go? We want to go Sergio Perez Macheta, aka Gustavo from the hit series on FX, Snowfall. He plays as Montez. And there's one more person I'm missing. It'll come back to me. She's like the main antagonist that was behind everything. So of course, science is Skylar Samuels. She plays as Jess. And Sienna Gollery plays as Dracola. So of course with science, people always want to explore, so they're still in the oceanic exploring, still wants to see what's going on. So the movie starts off showing the creation, the creatine status. It shows some little lizard beings that you see on the trailer, and you see the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and then the Meg come out and eats the Tyrannosaurus Rex. So you see that. Basically saying that Meg's been around since the dinosaurs. Okay, we know it went through that. You got the regular ocean, and then you got that freeze. And then you go underneath there, it's a whole nother world. And that's where the Megs were been hiding out. So of course, this scientist group, they're still exploring. They were able to capture a Meg baby and raise it from a baby. They named it Heidi, and they raised it into their big ocean platform, basically keeping it captive. So they experiment on it. Meanwhile, they got other groups to sponsor to keep their program going. Meanwhile, you got Jonas, him and Mac. They go out, and people who doing illegal stuff on the ocean, they send Jonas in to get intel on him, and then fight his way out. So they had to do some action with that. Meanwhile, they get back to the boat, and you find out that Jonas stayed with the girl. Remember in Part 1, his main love interest, the dad died. She had a little daughter. Well, he stayed with them, the mom has since passed away. Ming Ying is a little girl. Of course, she's still with Jonas. But you also find out that she had a brother, and of course the dad had a son, and he was off in his own world. He wasn't attached to them at the time. So of course he's been attached now. So in walks the brother Jim Yu, or Jim Ming. That's his name, Jim Ming. So he's got the attachment with the Meg Heidi. So he jumps in the water. Of course, he want to show that he got an attachment. So he has this sonic boom where if he press it, he connects eye contact with Heidi, the Meg, and if he hits it twice, it on his command it'll turn away. So he did it once and it happened. Then when he went to go do it again, Heidi kept coming at him like it wasn't obeying his command. So he got pulled out just in time. And he said, "I don't know what's happening. Something's going on." So they have Heidi trapped. So this is the part of where the story gets wonky. So at night, Heidi breaks out of the cage, just breaks straight through it, and goes to the under the trench surface, like through the ice part. Now they're going on an expedition. So Ming Ying, she's adventurous. She's 14 now. She want to be in the ocean, taking dives and stuff like that. Of course, Jonas is like, "No, your mom, wouldn't want that," and so she's hard headed. So she snuck her way on their voyage. Of course, they got a new quote unquote spaceship, not spaceship, water craft going down. That's high tech, but it goes through the ice surface down in the trench. And so it's two of them, two different ships, and Jim Ming is in the other one with his crew. Jonas is in the first watercraft with his crew. And so of course Ming Ying, she pops up, and he pretty much told her, buckle in. So they down in that area of the trench, and they're seeing it. Everything looks cool down there, and they see Heidi down there, and so they like, "Whoa, what's she doing down there? She must have broke loose." So they get the good idea to say, "Let's follow her to see what's going on." So when very dangerous, in the process of going there, they see another submarine thing down there. Now you see it's one of the antagonists, Montez, is down there. And when Montez is down there with his crew, they're going down there to blow something up to create havoc. Now you find out that Montez is being funded by Drusilla. She is the main Driscolley. She's the main person who's been funding everything, but she got Montez on payroll. You also find out that there's a worker named Jess who they have, who's a mole, who she's shut down all the controls and everything. And when she shut down all the controls, she sabotaged the rescue boat, or the rescue ship that's on the boat. So while they're down there, Havoc, Montez sets the bombs off. He kills his group that he was down there with. He didn't care. Meanwhile, that sets the Megs off, and now you see it's a bunch of Megs down there. So it's not just Heidi down there, and she's down there mating. So while they're down there, Jonas and Jim Ming's watercraft are down there, and it malfunctions. So they put in their water suits. Now these water suits are high tech, basically look like as if they're walking on the moon, like astronauts, but they're in the water. So that's what their suits look like, and they got little guns with it. So their basically plan is to walk back to the location so they could swim up through the trench and get back to the main base. So, of course, that's far-fetched. This whole storyline is just making up space at this time. Of course, at this, they get to the submarine where Montez was, and there's a fight scene between Montez and Jonas. Jonas bested him, which allowed them to get in a watercraft to head up. So Jim Ming and a couple of their people were getting picked off while they was down there. Now, if you remember DJ from part one he couldn't swim and he was looked at like, you know, a buffoon and a fraidy cat or whatever. So in this one, they upped his game. Now he can swim and he even could fight. So then Driscoll, she sent her men in to take over the ship because she already had her mold on there, which was Jess. And when she shipped her men on there, they was trying to take over. That's when you can see DJ can now fight, and he got a gun in his bag. So they upped his character. They upped his role. They just didn't make him just like there for comedy. They made him there so that he can he bring more value to the team. So while Jess was, you know, she finally linked back up with Montez because he survived, he lived, and he came on the ship and pretty much said Jonas and them is still alive and we need to prepare to get them. Now, when he was down with Jess, she's pretty much saying that the base, the glass, was proof, nothing could penetrate it. She was wrong. Of course, she seen the trailer come through, and it just busted through the glass and grabbed her. She was out of here. Montez ran out. He talked to Driscoll on the phone. She pretty much told him like, you could write your ticket if you get Jonas. You kill Jonas and his crew. You could write your ticket. So that was Montez's mission for the rest of the movie. So by this time, probably like an hour has gone by in the film, and Jonas and his guys, Mac and all of them, they got back together, jumped on a smaller boat, and fled off. And when they fled off, they headed to an area that's called Fun Island. And on Fun Island, there is lizard, alligator type beings out there. Also, there's a big octopus that's out there as well. So what you have going on now is when that breach was broke through with the bomb by Montez, it opened up a portal and it freezes back in like an hour. But during that time it was open, 3 megs shot up through there. And so now you dealing with all the people on Fun Island. They out there enjoying themselves and partying, having a good time, and of course all havoc breaks loose. You see that on the trailer, same similar situations. And so you see one, all the antagonists, their whole crew got eaten up by the lizards. Even Driscoll, she had a helicopter and she got eaten up by the lizard. And Montez, he fought to the end trying to get Jonas, and then he eventually got chewed up by Meg. Of course, Jonas kills 2 of the Megs. One Meg was almost killed by the octopus, but then it pulled his way, and then it overpowered the octopus and ended up killing the octopus or whatever. So Jonas killed 2, and then the last one was Heidi. And when it came to Jim Ming, he used his sonic thing, and when it was coming towards him, she obeyed and went about her business. And then they all swam to shore, and it was pretty much like, well, what about her? She probably pregnant right now. He was pretty much like, well, we worry about that another day. So that's pretty much the film. Disappointment for it to go that long a time and there not be a better storyline than that. I guess that's the best they can come out with. This is a money grab. I don't think he's going to do that well in the box office. Out of my 4-star rating system, I'm going to give this a 2 out of 4 stars. 2 out of 4 stars. I can see somebody going lower and going at 1.5 out of 4 stars, but I'm gonna give it 2 out of 4 stars. Not worth your time. Wait till it comes on a streaming platform. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.